Ben Rohrbach, he covers the NBA for Yahoo Sports. His most recent article, NBA Free Agency Primer, the top players' worst values and best bargains. Good morning, Ben. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Do you want to start with best bargains, worst values? We know the top players. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with bargains.
Okay.
Bargains, yeah. So I got Trevor Ariza, Patrick Beverly, Dwayne Dedmon, Austin Rivers, and Ricky Rubio. Now I feel like some of these guys can go either way, where it's either you get them for a huge bargain, or like someone like Malcolm Brogdon, where it's going to be like someone's either going to way overpay him, or they get him and he turns out to be a great bargain. So some of these guys can obviously go either way.
But Ben, how expensive is Malcolm Brogdon going to be? Let's say the Lakers are interested in Malcolm Brogdon. What will it cost to get a restricted free agent?
I mean, you're hearing numbers over $20 million, which seems like at that number, I'd probably put him in an overpay camp. But
man, I don't see that though. What is Alan Crabb making?
I think he was at around 17, right?
I would take Malcolm Brogdon at 20 if Alan Crabb is getting, if Harrison Barnes is just turning down whatever, 25 million, I would love to have Malcolm Brogdon if I'm the Lakers. I think oh my gosh, yes. He's a great defender.
I agree with that.
Yeah, great defender. Sure. He can shoot. He's a great free throw shooter. There's no drama. He's 25. I think he's not young, but he's mature to go in there. And I would absolutely, if I was loading up and I'm the Lakers, I would go Brogdon, Beverly, and Bogdanovich. I would go after those three, and I would take on the rest of the world.
Yeah, you think you can get those many guys for what is it, $32 million?
Probably not, but that would be my goal.
I mean, yeah, that would be a nice package for them. But Brogdon would be great because he can play on the ball, off the ball. He can guard sort of multiple positions. He's pretty big for a point guard.
Is there a big name that's a bad value?
I mean, you mentioned Barnes. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a big name or whatever. But I would say someone like Tobias Harris or Vucevic. Those guys, given about how many max slots there are out there, how many teams are looking for guys, you kind of expect that those guys are going to get somewhere near that.
Is Kyrie a good value?
I mean, I work out of Boston, and I've covered the Celtics for the last, 10 years, and I would say he obviously wasn't good value for them this year.
No.
So, but he's an unbelievable player, so I guess that's the balance you have to weigh. But, for a 4-year max contract for him, as your number one guy, I would say. Oh no! That's not going to be great.
Yeah, I don't want him as my number one. The chances of Klay Thompson leaving Golden State,
I would put that at real slim. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. He's going to, I guess, maybe meet with the Lakers and Clippers, but that may just be sort of posturing to make sure that the Warriors pony up the full max. I wouldn't see him leaving there.
If you're looking at the Lakers situation and you say you could place somebody there, who would you put that fits in, that makes sense financially, but fits in with what they're trying to do?
I mean, and you're not talking like Kawhi Leonard, right?
Oh, well, okay.
I guess Kyrie fits with those guys.
But does Kawhi even fit? But Ben, does Kawhi fit with them, given his personality and how he plays? I know he's a wonderful player, but, there's a reason why I don't think he's going to go there, or a couple of reasons.
Right. For him, I think he would say that's not a fit for me because, I just led a team to a championship basically by myself with a bunch of, solid players. I don't want to sort of be a secondary or third guy with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. But for me, that's what I would say if I were him.
You got him in Toronto?
Yeah, I would. I would guess so. It seems like it's sort of close to 50-50 with the Clippers, but I would tend to lean more towards Toronto now. That's just sort of a gut feeling. But Like, I would think that Kawhi would fit in there. Obviously, like, having those three guys would be ridiculous.
But you also, you're looking at something like KD. It felt like, there were teams that were lining up for him, and now you don't get him for a year, and you don't even know what you're getting after that year. But if the Knicks and Nets, either one, they don't get Kevin Durant, it just feels like they've been gearing up for it. They cleared cap space. They tanked with the Knicks. I mean, everything was lining up that they were going to get Kevin Durant. What do you think Kevin Durant does?
On that one, I think I would lean towards the Knicks because they can take that gamble. Like they're so desperate to land somebody of that caliber and just have him like at the top of the bill, even if he misses next year. They can be bad again next year, get another top pick, and then shop that with those Dallas picks and R.J. Barrett if they were trying to like build a super team around Kevin Durant for the 2020-2021 season. It seems like all the tea leaves are going towards the Knicks there. Like he's in New York right now. It seems like he would have just, if I were him, I would have just picked up that option to stay with the Warriors and maybe go for 2020 free agency.
I was also wondering about the Warriors if they lose Kevin Durant, you keep Steph, you got Clay rehabbing, you still have Draymond. You're probably losing Boogie Cousins. Is there a chance that Golden State sneaks in and does what Golden State normally does, and they get somebody that you didn't think, while you weren't looking, that they end up getting somebody?
Yeah, I mean, well, this Rockets thing sort of seems to open the door for everybody, where it's like, oh, I can just decide I want to sign and trade for somebody, but I just don't know if they would have the pieces to sort of make that work. Like their first round picks aren't that attractive, and the lower tier of their roster isn't that attractive to make something like that work. And then they don't really have the cap space to get somebody. So unless there's another sort of situation we don't see coming, like the Cousins thing last year, where somebody just took a mid-level exception to play with them.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. The first domino to fall, do you think, will be who, Ben?
It seems like Kemba with the Celtics. That almost sounds like it's basically agreed upon. But I don't know if that's like a domino that affects too many others. I guess it's if he doesn't go to the Knicks or something, then that's still open for Kyrie. Like wherever he doesn't go is open for Kyrie. But the next biggest domino, who knows? Those guys are all so flaky, like Kawhi, Durant, Irving. I could see any one of them taking weeks to decide.
Ben, have a great weekend. I know you'll be busy. We appreciate your time.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
That's Ben Rohrbach, Yahoo Sports NBA writer.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.